That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, right.
Somebody stop me! What's up, guys? My name is Daniel Foy, aka the Foy Wonder, nerd with swag, and we got another redemptive movie review. This time we're going to review The Mask, starring Jim Carrey, which was released in 1994. One of my favorite comedy movies of all time, personally, because I can relate to not only Jim Carrey as a comedian, but his character Stanley. We're going to talk about how a mask cannot change you, right? And metaphorically speaking, we do wear a mask, right? We don't put a literal mask on our face, but sometimes we put masks to try to perceive how people see us, trying to gain power, recognition, all that stuff. And we're talking about a mask who gives Stanley Ipkiss these superpowers, quirkiness, all the things that he wanted and still doesn't fulfill him. So we're going to break it down both in a therapeutic perspective with biblical truth. So let's check it out right now. Peace. Stanley Ipkiss is not a bad guy, but he's insecure, kind but invisible, good-hearted but passive. He doesn't believe his real self is enough. He gets overlooked at work, stepped on, and that's where the masks begin. Not from pride, but from pain. Many of us build a version of ourselves to survive disappointment, rejection, or invisibility.
You know, Mrs. Peenman?
What?
Nothing.
Well, that's what you are, Ipkiss, a big nothing.
Aren't you due back at the laboratory to get your bolts tightened? I should have said that.
As you can see, he's been pushed around, overlooked, both by his coworkers, his love interests. Just a nice guy, right? Passive, kind, but insecure, a little quirky, but not confident. His life, even his own apartment manager makes fun of him. What is he going to do about that? Well, we'll see when he finds the mask that this mask gives him empowerment, but it's a false empowerment. When Stanley puts on the mask, he doesn't become someone new. He becomes unrestricted, louder, bolder, more exaggerated. The mask doesn't create a new person. It amplifies what was already inside. But the amplification is not transformation. Increased volume does not mean increased maturity.
It's party time! P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta!
Suddenly, Stanley is confident, charismatic, desired. But confidence without character is performance. Scripture reminds us people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. The mask changed behaviors, but it does not heal the heart. Man, look at those moves. Look at those moves. My guy is doing all the work. He got the moves. He got the charisma. He got the girl. That power, right? We all seek that. When we put on a mask, we try to perform in front of people. But even though he has that great power, like the movie Spider-Man, comes great responsibility. But if he has the power, does it change who he is? It does. But he's not a new person. Power without renewal. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 teaches us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind, not conform to the outward patterns. Stanley's powers grows, but his wisdom does not. His influence increases, but his integrity does not. That's what happens when change happens externally, but not internally.
Sorry, fellas. Where's not what not?
At first, the mask feels empowering, but slowly, Stanley loses control. What once protected him now controls him. This reflects 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. I will not be mastered by anything. Coping mechanisms can become identity prisons when they replace true healing.
All right, I confess. I did it, you hear? And I'm glad. Glad, I tell ya! What are they gonna do to me, Sarge? What are they gonna do?
Oh man, how things change so quickly. From the charismatic dancer, dancing with Tina Carlisle, to being arrested. His antics, his charisma at first was good, but I think that's something that he didn't expect. To be arrested and get in trouble. And then later on, if you see the movie, it gets much worse. Now, there's another character named Dorian, who is the main villain of this movie. And oh man, the mask doesn't cover up anything, but the mask reveals the true identity. When the villain puts on the mask, we see something important. The mask doesn't change people, it reveals them. Power exposes what is already in the heart.
What a rush.
Stanley's most meaningful moments with Tina happen when he's himself. He's a bit awkward, imperfect, but real. Being authentic builds connection. Performance builds attention.
There's got to be a way to stop him. How does it work?
I don't know. It's like it brings your innermost desires to life. If deep down inside you're a little repressed and a hopeless romantic.
I knew I'd found someone special.
The mask.
Oh. It's the guy inside the mask. It was you all along.
Stanley's real growth happens when he lets go of the mask. There's courage without performance. There's strength without exaggeration. This is a real redemption. This is real change, not from a mystical mask or some accolades or a type of performance. Because change happens from the inside out.
You sure you know what you're doing, buddy?
I'm sure.
Then do what you gotta do.
Sure you're not gonna miss this guy? When he's gone, all that's left is me.
You see, God accepts us exactly as we are, but he refuses to leave us there. Grace is not a permission to remain broken. Grace is the power to be made new. This is in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. It says, if anyone is in Christ, they are a new creation. Not a better mask, but a new heart. Thank you guys for watching Redemptive Movie Review. This is a great segment. My next movie I'm going to review is 500 Days of Summer, a romantic comedy or somewhat romantic drama. I'm excited to work on that project next time. Until then, subscribe to my channel, 4-in-1 Network. Until then, much love, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Peace.